Hi, I'm Sonia Choquette. Welcome to my channel. And if you are here for the first time, I hope you enjoy this little tutorial on the sixth chakra. This is called your third eye, probably because of where it's placed. If you want to know exactly where it's going to be, it's 2 fingers above your eyebrows and then imagine about 2 fingers in. Your sixth chakra is the place where you get your intuitive clairvoyance, which means a clear view. It's the chakra that helps you see things accurately. A lot of people think it's about seeing the future, but really it's more about seeing into the present accurately so that you can make the kind of choices that take you to or create the kind of future you want. Now, I find that the sixth chakra for most people is really inactive for a lot of reasons. Let me tell you all the things that the sixth chakra governs. For one, it governs your imagination. It's the place when you close your eyes and you imagine, and you may not visually imagine, but it's still the sixth chakra that kind of creates the inner images that govern your life. So imagination. It also is the place where you visualize. So if you're going to close your eyes and say right now, close your eyes and imagine yourself on a beach. And can you and do you actually see the beach? Do you hear the beach? Do you feel the beach? Because all of this is happening in your sixth chakra. It's the place where you have, and this is something a lot of people lack, insight. In other words, you can see past appearances. You see beyond the surface of things. That's another big faculty of the sixth chakra. Do you have perception? That's another one. Are you able to actually accurately perceive what's going on? Or have you ever been accused of being obtuse or missing the point or dropping the plot, losing the plot, just not really following what's going on? The sixth chakra is your ability to tune into and see into subtle connections. Are you able to see this is affecting this? I'm affecting you. He's affecting me. We're affecting one another. I think there is a catastrophic failure on the part of this planet right now in terms of the sixth chakra because so many people are clueless about how we are and cannot see how one thing affects another. The other thing that the sixth chakra influences is our ability to tune into the energy that's flowing toward us and what I call the connecting the dots. When you see this, it's telling you how things are going. You can see into a conversation. You can see into a choice. You can see into a moment and where it's leading. So of course, I hope that you can begin to understand this is a valuable energy center to have activated and open. So what do we do to get it open? Because for most people, it's very closed. Here's some words that describe a closed sixth chakra. Obvious one is, are you closed-minded? Are you closed-minded? Like what you think? My mother once said to me, don't assume that what you know is all there is to know, because that's a closed-minded person. And what you know, when did you learn what you know? Did you learn it when you were 8, 10, 12? Ancient history knowing? Are you really tuned out? Are you really checked out? Because that's a very big indication of a closed chakra, sixth chakra. Are you without imagination? Are you just negative and you take things at the surface and lions and tigers and bears, oh my, and despair, and you can't see any solutions? That's another indication that your sixth chakra isn't working because it sees and looks for solutions, connections, opportunities, things that open, things that show you the way forward. So if you lack imagination, which is another thing I notice a lot of people lack. And the reason this happens is because we've had our sixth chakra hijacked from us. One of the ways in which it's really hijacked is we begin to see and believe the news. The news is the images projected and projected and projected and projected that show us a biased or a skewed or a manipulative perspective. In other words, it might be partially true, but it's not accurately true. It's not completely true. So we take these images and we begin to receive the images that are poured into us, and we're told this is all there is, so we stop perceiving beyond that. A good case in point for me was when I lived in Chicago. A lot of people, and it's still to this day, would say, oh my God, Chicago is so dangerous. How could you possibly live there? Even when I say the word Chicago, how did that come across to you? Did you see instantly gangland, life and death, devastation and despair? Because that's a piece of it, but it wasn't the major piece of it. It was a beautiful city that I loved very much and had a wonderful experience with a gorgeous lakefront and fantastic humans. But your sixth chakra gets hijacked when you get ideas in your mind that say this is the way it is, and you're not able to really experience what's in front of you right now. So, how do we correct this? Well, the first thing to do is to shut off the TV, shut off the phones, and go outside and look around and notice as many things as you possibly can in detail. It is the biggest point and entry point to the sixth chakra is a keen sense of the obvious. What do you see? Not what do you think and project outward, but what do you see in front of you? Look at a tree, look at a garden, look at architecture, look at the sky, look at your food, look at your clothes, look at what people are wearing, look at cars, look at life going by, but notice. One of the activations of the sixth chakra is to be intuitive, and one of the definitions of being intuitive is to notice the subtle. So this is a little exercise. I call it a little psychic sit-up. Go outside, sit in a park, sit on a bench, look around, and notice as much detail as you can. You know who used to do this and who taught this to his students was Leonardo da Vinci. And he is a genius. He was the example of the most elevated human ever to walk the earth. He noticed everything. So that's one of the major ways to begin to activate your sixth chakra. Notice color, notice texture, notice design, notice density, notice shape, notice energy. It's very exciting. So this is a really big way. And the second way is to look, then close your eyes and imagine seeing what you just saw. So if I'm looking at a beautiful tree and I see the leaves dancing in the wind and the sun, then I close my eyes and on this 2 fingers above your eyebrows and 2 fingers in, you want to see a screen. Imagine a screen, and imagine it's like a movie screen that lights up, and that lights up with these beautiful images, so you can do a little practice. See a lemon, bright lemon. Then maybe see a gorgeous rose. And then maybe you see a cup of coffee. Maybe you see a beautiful book. Maybe you see the sun rising, waves on the ocean. Play a game with your friends. Close your eyes, see this, see that. One final tip. Practice saying, I see what you mean. And then ask yourself if you do. Don't just look at the literal world or listen to literal voices and words, because people aren't very skilled. at describing and articulating what their real experience is. So we have to make that leap with the sixth chakra. I see what you're saying. I see what you mean. I see it, and then try to. Now, all of this will happen easily if you care. If you care to use your sixth chakra. But once you start noticing, you start imagining, and you start wanting to see past appearances into the essence of things, then your sixth chakra kicks in and it begins to work, and it starts to show you direction, connection, solution, inspiration, opportunity, synchronicity. That's when life becomes very exciting and you begin to see the connection in all things. So I hope you enjoyed this little insight into the sixth chakra. I have a book called True Balance, which elaborates on this a whole lot more, and an online course and an audio course. Lots of ways to teach you this. So if you want to explore further, check out True Balance. And thanks for tuning in. If it's your first time, I hope you consider subscribing, because I'd love to share more tips and tools with how to live an energetically, divinely guided life with you. Thanks for tuning in. All my love.